Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm going to put a turkey on the smoker this morning because who says it has to be Thanksgiving to smoke a turkey? I just decided I wanted a smoked turkey, and so I will be doing that today. Maybe I'll put it on after this video. I haven't decided yet. Okay, XRP and the AI coins are poised for big moves heading into the CPI data. Remember, the crypto market pulled back big time the last time they put out economic numbers. I think it was a week or two ago. The numbers weren't favorable, and so going into this, Ash Crypto kind of laid it out. U.S. core PPI came in at 3.5%. Expectations 3.8. Tomorrow being today at 8:30, CPI data will be released, and if that comes lower than expected, Bitcoin and crypto could pump hard. So I said if this falls the right way, XRP is going nuts. And I do believe that. Okay. But we also, this guy makes a good point. The SEC is probably, because Gary Gensler is such a you-know-what, the SEC is probably going to file their appeal, and we know that because of this. Well, not this. I put this in the wrong order, but let me show you this anyway. I'll get to that. So Google Trends for XRP. I pulled this up this morning. Google Trends for XRP. This is back. That right there, you're looking at, this is from the beginning of XRP. That right there is the interest in XRP when it hit the all-time high. Excuse me. When it hit the all-time high and went up 60,000%, that was the level of interest. In the last 2 months, we've had 2.5 times the level of interest in XRP that you had back then, or at any time back then, and then more than any time in history. Google, so that's 2 times. It went up 60,000% back then. So let's be conservative. What if it's showing 2.5 times the interest. So what if it just went up half of what it did in 2017? That would be a pretty uncomfortable XRP number, wouldn't it? I'm not saying it will, I'm just saying that's what it would be. 5 days left until Gary Gensler steps down as SEC chair. Will altcoins flourish under the new SEC? I don't think there's any question. All boats will rise, like Brad Garlinghouse said. Now, this is from Stuart Alderati yesterday. On January 20th, Gensler's war on crypto ends at the SEC. We asked the SEC to agree to postpone the filing of their opening brief in their appeal of our victory. Current deadline is January 15th, and they refused. What a waste of time and taxpayer dollars. Nevertheless, we are confident in our position on appeal and look forward to working with new SEC leadership to resolve this matter. I believe that they will file it, and I believe that Gary will put as much nasty stuff in there as he can, because that's the kind of evil bastard he is. Brad Garlinghouse says Gensler very much on brand, completely dismissive of the 2024 election and the American public, fully commits to his failed regulation by enforcement agenda to the bitter, bitter end, because he's a bitter, bitter little tiny man. That's why. And he's still doing the bidding of his puppet masters. Now, out of nowhere, the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel does a throwback.
Gary, are you there? Gary, you're a political liability.
You gotta love that. Okay, I did one of those Grok AI images this morning. I said we were always right. Hashtag zeroed out. Hashtag XRP. The XRP army has been through more than any other community in crypto. We fought alone for over 2 years with no help from the rest of crypto. We have the battle scars to prove it, but you should see the other guy. Bye, Gary. The good guys always win, didn't you know? When tyranny becomes law, rebellion becomes duty. And you better believe we are the rebels of finance. Check this out. it's not just XRP. It's interesting how the XRP armies or family now, that's the Army Light, is in alignment with Elon Musk. SEC sues Elon Musk over alleged, so they sue him yesterday just out of spite. And here's what he has to say. This is what they've put him through, and this is why Trump won. This is why we're all here. This is why we have literally just vanquished these tyrannical, anti-American pieces of garbage.
I did actually have the funding secured, and there was a big trial in San Francisco, a big civil trial, and the jury found me not guilty. Unanimous finding of a San Francisco jury. The reason I agreed to the fine for the SEC is not because the SEC was correct. That was extremely bad behavior by the SEC, corruption, frankly. But if I did not agree to pay the fine, Tesla would have gone bankrupt immediately. So I was told by our CFO that the banks would immediately suspend our.
So that right there is exactly what they did to Ripple. They wanted to, by suing Ripple, they would tie Ripple up, and everybody would be afraid to do business with them. Just like he's saying, the banks would have suspended his credit lines. This is the corrupt SEC that we've been fighting all this time. Not just the SEC, but the entire government. But this is one of the corrupt agencies that we've been fighting all this time, because that's what they've been up to all these decades.
Lines of credit. And if they suspend our lines of credit at that time, we would have gone bankrupt instantly. So there would never have been an opportunity for a trial because Tesla would be dead. So really, if this is like someone holding a gun to your kid's head and saying, pay $20 million and admit to, this is like a hostage negotiation.
Bingo. Here's the crypto market this morning, folks. The way XRP has been behaving, if that CPI data comes in the right way, it is on like Donkey Kong. I believe you could see XRP blast through $3 and then probably through its all-time high. I think that would be a huge catalyst that could cause that to happen. And you'll notice trending coins, XRP is number 2 right now. We got all kinds of interesting stuff in this video. Look, from Uptown Saul, XRP is now 5 times as liquid as it was then. We're that much closer to changing the world for the better. What else we got here? From Santiment, XRP investors are pleased to see the number 3 market cap asset reach $269 today for the first time since December 17, 2024. This is being supported by continued enormous accumulation from wallets holding 1 million to 10 million XRP, who own over 37% more coins than they did 2 months ago. Approximately $3.8 billion in XRP added since their accumulation began in November 12, 2024. Then we have this. This is the ETF guy. He's a senior ETF analyst at Bloomberg. This is why I think this was the catalyst for yesterday's market. JP Morgan is saying that altcoin ETF will collect 14 billion in flows in the first year, 3 to 6 billion for Solana, 4 to 8 billion for XRP. My team hasn't made any formal predictions yet, but this seems like a pretty reasonable guess. Got to get the approvals first, though. Then we had this. This is Robbie Mitchnick, formerly of Ripple. He doesn't put it on his resume, but he's formerly of Ripple, and now he heads BlackRock Digital Assets. This is what's coming, folks.
It's interesting because at the end of last year, you saw Bitcoin skyrocket above $100,000 per Bitcoin. You saw that interest really start to taper off at the beginning of this year. You've had an incredibly successful launch. You have had some outflows in the product in more recent weeks. What do you make of that as you enter year 2?
Yeah, well, I think big picture, it was a pretty incredible first year for IBIT. Obviously, record setting on a lot of dimensions, including inflows and asset accumulation. And, as we come into year 2 now, we're focused on a lot of the same stuff that we were in year 1, which is really being a valuable resource and an education partner to many of our clients. As we've talked about in the past on this show, we're still quite early days in terms of the adoption of the wealth advisory and the institutional segment. And so we're spending a lot of time engaging with those types of clients.
Is that where the growth is? We just heard from Kavita Gupta at Delta Blockchain, who said institutional is the next catalyst in 2025. I mean, how much opportunity is there?
Well, certainly the third bucket, which we refer to as end investors direct, was gangbusters out of the gates, right? And these other two categories, wealth advisory and institutional, there are much greater hurdles in terms of their process and the research and diligence that they go through.
Of those two buckets, which is a bigger opportunity?
It's hard to pick one, but probably wealth advisory, actually, because there's a lot of sort of momentum around firms that are working through their expedited approvals processes to allow advisors to actually put these ETPs in client portfolios. But institutional is very significant as well, and that's an education journey for many that's been playing out over the year. We're starting to see more of them emerge, particularly over the last quarter, I would say. You saw more institutions and a little bit more wealth advisory in the overall mix of it.
There you go. That's what's coming. Let's see here. Another Sentiment had 2 or 3 good tweets. This was another one. Top trending tokens in crypto Tuesday are XRP and Ethereum. XRP increased optimism over the asset's potential use in banking and financial transactions, highlighting its efficiency, low transaction costs, and role as a bridge currency for cross-border payments. There are predictions of significant price increases in market cap growth, as well as speculation around potential ETF approvals that could lead to substantial investments in XRP. Let me see what else we got here. I got so much. Now this is interesting. I'll end with this and another thought. This guy right here, and I don't know who he is. He's got 251,000 followers. He's apparently a Bitcoin guy. He says he's a Fox Business contributor and an author. Says, I got the effing call. There's a rumor that Trump has a plan to make not capital gains on U.S. issued cryptocurrencies, currently XRP, ADA, HBAR, Algo, tax-free. Boy, I don't know where he got the call from, but I hope he's not tweaking social media. Hope this is real. Well, this is real. This is a Donald Trump tweet right here. For far too long, we've relied on taxing our great people using the Internal Revenue Service. Through soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves. It is time for that change. I am today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. We will begin charging those that make money off of us with trade, and they will start paying finally. Their fair share, January 20th, 2025, will be the birth date of the External Revenue Service, Make America Great Again. Now, folks, many are saying here, well, he's not saying he's going to get rid of the IRS. Well, if you were going to get rid of the IRS, the first thing you've got to do is create, like he's saying here, an External Revenue Service in order to get the new revenue. You wouldn't get rid of the IRS and then do it. First, you'd set up the new income model, and then you'd get rid of the IRS. So, and if folks, if he gets rid of the IRS, it is on like Donkey Kong, and not just for crypto, but for everything financial in the United States. It would literally be the golden era of finance for the golden age that he keeps referring to. You want a golden age, get rid of the IRS and nobody has a problem with paying taxes. What they have a problem with is having a government agency that can be used as a hammer against U.S. citizens. Doesn't make any sense, never has made any sense. And in the meantime, make sure you pay your taxes. Don't assume this is going to happen, but I'm just saying, it would be huge. Now, in DAIXRP.com, here's what we're going to do. I got a lot more stuff, but I also have a really interesting video of some chart guys discussing what they're seeing. 2 guys that know what they're talking about XRP and what they see coming, and it is good. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. You're gonna like this. Here we go.